So this is crescodb. One command gives you a database, a full REST API, auth, file storage, real time, and an AI that writes real code into your project. Let me build something new. I'll first of all open a new terminal. As you can see, this is an empty project folder. So first of all, initialize the project with cresco init. Do bear in mind that the CLI has already been installed for me. Project initialize, and then I run crescodb to start the dev server. Init scaffolds an empty project, a schema file, a config, an SQL database, and dev starts everything. My REST API on port 3000, the dashboard, and notice. This also serves my own app. It also serves my app with localhost. No need for live server with live reload. So let me quickly create an index.html file, index.html, and let me generate a boilerplate and just start with h1. And a few paragraphs. And let's open our app here on our localhost, and you can see. And I do not want to open the dashboard here on VS Code, so I will be copying this link and opening it on my browser. Thank you. I will copy this link and open it on my browser. I'm signed in. So for a user that is not signed in, it will take you to the sign-in page and you have to sign in. But for me, I'm already signed in. So AI designs the schema. Let me start with the AI assistant page, and this is the code page. Let's start with the AI assistant page. So I need a book store, books with title, author, price, and cover image, plus customer review with ratings. I don't write schema by hand. I describe what I'm building. The proposal appears. I go through it and it proposes real models. I review it, and when I click apply to DB, and it runs the SQL and applies the tables exist, and every one of them has a full CRUD API. To create a database schema for a bookstore, model one for the book. Here's how I propose the model book. Shall I? And I simply apply to the database, and it has created the books table and the reviews table. And back to the AI page, I can click this clip icon. So let me get to my desktop and add the books.csv. Then I tell it, here's my inventory. Write an SQL to insert these as books. Yeah, what's in this file is basically books and authors and just stuff I want to use as mock data. So I can attach files and images to it, reads them, apply the SQL, show rows in the table, and I have a chart history here for all previous charts, just like ChatGPT. whether it sees my data and what the coding agent is allowed to do can be set from the settings. So let's change it to detailed and ask before every file writes, and back to the chat tab. So it has read my document, and to insert the books from the inventory, create an SQL, and then I can either choose to edit or run the SQL to insert the books. So let's run the SQL, and it has run one statement. Let's go back to the tables page. So as you can see, it has run the SQL for me and inserted the mock data into my books table. I have the title, the author, the price, and the cover image is no yes, and the created the date created at, pardon my manners, I'm having a bit of, and the date created at. So let's go to the coding agent. The code tab is different. This is an agent that actually reads and writes the file. In my project, it runs command, watch, and it writes the scripts. Every diff, so you can see the different actions with undo, and when it wants to run a command, it asks for approval first. Nothing runs without my approval. It's all according to your settings. If it also goes somewhere I don't like, hover a stop button. So let's do something with this. Let's tell it to create a seed script that adds 5 more books, then run this. As you can see, I can stop the agent whenever I want. So it has read the schema, it has listed all the files, read the schema, and it will create the seed script. It has run the seed script and added 5 new books. The mid command. It has also created a seed.js that can use for future seeds, and you can see it has added the new books from the seed script. So that is basically how the code and the chat agent works. The chat agent cannot directly write code in your project folder, read and write code in your project folder. You tell it what you want to do in chat here, and it can only run SQL or give you schema and effects inside your database, while the code, which is the agent, can directly read, write your file, also manipulate the database inside crescodb, of course with your permission, as you've seen. Now let's go back to my project and let's open a new terminal, git bash, while the port is still running, and let's create auth. Yeah, I mean, what's a project without auth? Every project needs auth. So let's go cresco create auth, and for this project I'll be using express. So right now we have this with express, next, and plain js, which is vanilla javascript. Other languages will roll out in the near future. Sorry, I made a mistake. Cresco create auth, my bad. Express. So it has created the auths. Next step, install the dependencies, install the depths in your Express app, point it as crescodb, run the example server, and the built-in auth was enabled on this project. So let's first of all wired into any Express server, and it runs against the same API. So here we have the auth code dropped into your folder using Express. We have the crescodb.js, middleware.js, we have the routes and the server. We have the readme, which explains everything you need to do. So create write features as full editable code, real files you own, not a black box package. Register, login, and JWT middleware for your own Express app talking to this project database. If you want to change how login works, just edit the file. And let's go to the dashboard, a quick talk of the dashboard and how everything works. So we have the tables page where you can browse the tables, browse row, and everything works on all screen sizes. The SQL editor page for running SQL universally in the app. Here you can check your charts with AI. Let's clear this. You can check our conversations. You can check the AI usage. And I apologize for this video getting so long. So we have users and roles, migrations, storage, where you can add storage buckets, real time, the logs, and settings, where you can of course set everything you want. Now let's publish a module. Let's publish a module. So this works, and here's my favorite parts. We have the rating widgets. Let's Here's my favorite part. We have the rating widget. Let's publish that. Anything I build, backend or front end, publishes as a module. This one is a little star rating widget, just a manifest and the files. So let's publish. Sorry. Sorry, I'm a bit disheveled. So let's run cresco login. This has been taking a lot of time, so sorry. So I need to be signed in to approve a device. Let me quickly sign in with Google. Then notice. Let's send it my email then. And I can approve I'm connected. and I return to my terminal. And now I'm signed in as the Sentry on my beta plan. And I'm signed in on my beta plan. Now I can just simply press go publish the module, and I've published the module install with Cresco add rating widget. So let's open up a new terminal here where I'm in the demo vid, which I do not want to be. I will open a new folder. Yeah, as you can see, this is another folder. So okay, so now I will quickly cd into this second folder, and I will press code add rating widget. Sorry, I have to run Cresco init in the second project. Quite disabled. And Cresco add rating widgets. And the rating widget has been added to that project. Installing it on each project. Once you initialize the project and you have Cresco installed, it copies the file in. It never overwrites anything that you already have. Backend modules can also ship database models that merge into the schema and go live instantly. There's a registry, versions, public and private scope for teams. Public and private scope for teams. So this is the database, tables, SQL editor, and basically everything you need in a database, a module registry from one command on your machine in any language that can speak HTTP. It deploys with Cresco starts when you're ready. crescodb is currently in private beta, so grab an invite at crescodb.com. See you inside. Thank you. Okay, let me quickly show you the other projects. Let me quickly show you the second project where I installed the module I published. Where I installed the module I published from the demo project. So as you can see, the rating widget module has been installed here. So all you have to do, publish a module in its Cresco, initialize Cresco in any other project, and simply install that module. A module can publish it privately or public. Anyone can install that module if they know the name. And for private, only those you give access to can install the module. Thank you, and I hope to see you on the beta.